There is a tooth and nail rule that we've had in effect for some time. They've now given Dr. Britt Baker her own interview segment called The Waiting Room. And they've even, it looks like Pipstain was involved in this. They've even built a cheap set that somehow resembles a doctor's waiting room. And Reba introed Dr. Britt Baker, and because of the tooth and nail rule, I fast-forwarded it.
No, come on.
Hold on. I started fast-forwarding because I knew this was going to be a complete joke and a waste of my time because they brought Cody out, and there is a tooth and nail rule, but I saw Jade Cargill come through the door. And I said, if Jade Cargill is involved in this, I've got to see it. So I stopped fast-forwarding, and I started watching it.
But you didn't rewind?
I didn't rewind because I didn't give a fuck.
Oh, man. This was the best segment since Jade Cargill's debut. This was such a train wreck.
How could anything that Britt Baker and Cody did be worse than Jade Cargill's debut?
Because remember, Jade Cargill's debut was so brilliant because it was really, really bad and really, really awesome. And this one, I've been waiting for a follow-up on that level. And we finally got it because she is so confident on the mic, despite any talent on the mic. But she's so talented. Let me tell you what you missed. Reba introduces Britt Baker. Apparently they've been doing this show on their YouTube show for a while. Britt Baker does some jokes, like it's a real talk show. Like she does like a little monologue, like she's Jay Leno.
Oh, boy.
And then Cody comes out, and right away I'm like, okay, this... I
did see the part about where when Reba introduced her, she came out to mute like talk show music, like she's Ellen dancing or whatever. That's why I started fast forward.
It's ridiculous. So then Cody comes out there. I don't even know if Cody got a word out. You know, she's just making jokes at Cody, and she did say how it'll be great the next 9 months, no Brandy on the show. And then when Jade walked through that door, I popped like I did when I was 9 years old and the Ultimate Warrior won back the Intercontinental title.
Well, that's when I started watching again.
Go ahead.
The first thing I wrote, they didn't give up on this. Why is this happening? She's taller than Cody. She looks like Shelton Benjamin in a blonde wig. Her abs look like Alien is coming. Her thighs are bigger than Doug Furness's. She's not just a female bodybuilder, which I personally think is visually fucking off-putting. Let's just say off-putting, female bodybuilders. But her shit don't even match. She's got a fucking teeny tiny waist and big arms, but a little upper body and huge fucking thighs. It's like her steroids didn't settle evenly or whatever the fuck. But my God, this girl has no business speaking on television. And it's not even fair to tear her apart because she's obviously... You said she looks like she's so confident and she's doing such a good job while at the same time she's worse than probably anybody ever on national television because she's awkward and uncomfortable and she's trying not to show it. I think that would seem to me as a talent evaluator from 30, 40 years ago. She's not comfortable. She's not a good promo. She is not an experienced veteran wrestler. You can tell the way she moves on the interviews. Her work has to be the drizzling shits. And she's not really fucking Shaquille O'Neal. So why is she in this? And they bring Shaq back up. Shaq was on the show 2 weeks ago. Got a drink thrown in his face by Brandy. Didn't do anything about it. Had the personality of a fucking coma patient. And that whole business is dead now. Nobody would be interested in seeing Shaq and Cody now after seeing how little that Shaq gave a fuck. But now they're bringing her back into it. She's talking about Shaq again. And why is she involved? They have an NBA superstar and a worldwide known celebrity. Why are they putting this awkward fucking deer on ice, can't talk girl in this unless Shaq specifically said, I'm fucking her? So put her in this thing. That's the way I'll do it if she gets to be on TV. That's happened before. That's understandable. If that is not the case, whoever whoever's idea it was that they should put this girl on television, should be taken out in the parking lot, stripped naked, have honey poured all over them, and tied on top of a red anthill. Then she pie faces Cody.
You know, when she came through that door, I said, oh my God, I figured someone would show up and challenge Cody. I said it last week.
She's taller than Cody.
I said, who's Cody working with? What is his program? And we couldn't figure it out. And when she showed up, I said, oh no, they can't be doing this again. Because what's Cody's program? He's not going to work against her.
But they're not, and he's not, because here comes Red Velvet. The only pro wrestler named after a cake, because Brandy can't be there. Here comes Red Velvet, and they stare down for a second, and then they trade slaps, and then they jump each other, and they have a pull apart. Remember, we've talked about this also. Nobody comes to help the guys that are bathed in blood, wrapped up in barbed wire and razor wire and broken glass with hand grenades shoved up their ass. But these two girls get in a fucking fight, and suddenly every outlaw girl in wrestling hits the fucking scene to break it up.
Instantly.
And I mean, they've got to be paying all those fucking girls to be there. Is this guy a madman? Why? And then suddenly, as they pull them apart and they get the fight between Red Velvet and Jade Cargill separated, suddenly there's a jump cut to the screen where you see footage from a couple of months ago of Britt Baker attacking Thunder Rosa. And then Thunder Rosa does a promo, which is half English and half Spanish, and I had trouble understanding both because of their audio and her accent. And this is on the screen after this pull apart. And then Britt Baker, they come back to her on the set, and she's pissed about Thunder Rosa. And fucking, what? Was there a jump cut there? Did they plan this way? Was something off kilter? What the fuck was going on? This was the herkiest jerkiest.
I can't explain it, but all of a sudden, like you didn't even describe how instant it was.
No instant. I'm talking about a jump cut.
Yeah, the brawl's happening, and all of a sudden, for no reason that's explained, they go to footage of Britt and Thunder Rosa. Now, it's Britt's interview show, but Britt's in the middle of an interview with Cody, and all this chaos breaks out.
The fight's going on. Suddenly, the tape starts playing on the screen, and then Britt gets mad because the tape is playing on the screen. It's her show. She didn't know the tape was going to play, and why is the tape playing after the pull apart? We don't. Fuck.
And then after the Thunder Rosa promo, Tony promised me I wouldn't have to wrestle you. Tony said this. Tony said this. Tony.
Yeah, she mentioned Tony Khan's name about 17 times. Because apparently that was to cover up for the fact that he's paying 25 of her friend girl wrestlers from the indies to come and get a fucking free ride over here.
This was such a beautiful train wreck, this segment.
Oh.
It was just, this is the kind of train wreck I can enjoy on AEW. And Cody just seems so out of place. Like I said, I don't know if he said one word the entire time.
And then he got out of there once they started fighting. You never saw him again, right?
Of course.
Thanks for coming.
By the way, all the girls that rushed to break up the fight, they came from, like, the camera side.
Yeah.
Why did Red Velvet have to come through the door? She was going to confront her on this makeshift set. Why did she just run in from that side?
I used to do promos in TNA where they built my office. The office didn't have one wall, but we had to remind everybody to walk in where the door was supposed to be. Fucking ridiculous.